Okay, we did it. We're live on the internet. Welcome back, my friends. Hello. It's so good to see you all.
Hi. We're back.
We are. We're back. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been even a little bit longer since we saw our friend Grace, but we are reunited and it feels so good. Happy Tuesday, all.
Oh God, is it only Tuesday? This is very. Oh, what a week! It's Tuesday.
I know. I'm on holidays at the end of the week, like Friday, and it just feels like the week is moving so slow to get to Friday. Yeah.
That's what happens this time of year, right? It's like a big, hurry up, get to the holidays. And then you enter a whole new frantic zone of stress that is like removed from work often, right?
It's true. Yeah.
It's a little bit where I am right now. It's like, I'm like very excited to play D&D and have a break from what a little bit feels like a roller coaster that left the station that I am I'm not in control of. It's like suddenly I have like sibling coming in town and then another one coming in town, but then we're all getting on a plane and going out to California. And like, I know this, I'm going to wake up and it's going to be January and I'm just in denial.
I don't know if you guys feel it, but yeah, it's like the years tick by, the like surge of time that occurs from like the end of Thanksgiving to the end of December. It really does feel like a frantic whirlwind. Like as a 10-year-old, that was the longest span of time to endure in human existence, right? It might
Waiting
as well have
for
been like, 10,000
25th,
years between like Thanksgiving and Christmas. And now, like, God, it feels like you blink and I'm like, oh my God, it's December. What? What is happening? Holy cow. Oh no.
Rich, this is something we haven't talked about, but are the days being enlightened by the Dungeons and Dragons Advent calendar?
They have been delightful. Grace like wonderfully sent me the D&D Advent calendar, which is really like quite a work of art. The inside of it, like
I know.
love the
I
art
want
on it.
to. I actually think it's my favorite part is the inside so far. The gifts are a little like I don't know what I was expecting from the D&D Advent calendar. They're not exactly blowing me away. With the interesting one, was it today or yesterday? Because I was a day behind. Was today or yesterday's coffee related? Did you get this one?
Ooh, I think I didn't do. No. Yesterday's was coffee related.
Perfect.
Yesterday's was insane. Actually, it's 4.
Yeah, it's an insane gift.
It's 4 wooden coffee stirrers, okay?
Yeah.
On the top of which is stamped a small
Here.
D20. And then on the back is like a huge Wizards of the Coast logo. Grace will get them. And then literally, like, you know, when you go to a gas station and get a like to-go cup of coffee, there's the paper sleeve that goes around the
It's
cup.
literally like the heat sleeve.
Dude, they literally, here it is. They sent a paper heat sleeve for a to-go cup of coffee at a gas station that's just like D&D,
first of all,
baby.
Yeah, so the light's probably not going to work, but a stirrer with the Dungeons and Dragons with D20 and Dungeons and Dragons copyright Wizards, and then this
Amazing. Wow.
Does it just say D&D coffee?
It says critical
no
hit
coffee.
of caffeine, and it says no. A natural one is no coffee. The back is a critical hit.
20, yep, and a 1.
So, for your to-go cup of coffee. What a wild advent! I'm sorry if I spoiled anybody who didn't open theirs yesterday, but what a wild advent calendar.
What do you think the upper bound is for like the coolest thing in the calendar?
So day 1 was a really nice rubber keychain, like a
That's true.
polyvinyl beholder keychain, which was nice.
Yeah.
But I have found that it peaks on Saturdays. Saturdays are like the big gifts. There was, I don't know if you enjoyed this one as much as me, Grace, but there was a D&D games book that had nothing to do with the game D&D. It was like charades, but D&D inspired charades.
Yeah. We'll play one day.
How big
it was
is
a
this
nice
calendar?
It was a
Advent
nice
calendars are
pencil.
Normally, like pretty small.
It's
I
like
don't
a big book,
understand.
like a big book.
Yeah, it folds out to like a big, like little kid's picture book. You know what I mean? It's probably like, it's a pretty big spread.
There's this genre of sci-fi and futuristic dystopia that you will see in like Black Mirror, or actually you kind of saw it a little bit in the middle of Andor, where you just like suddenly go to this like alternate reality where they're all playing a game with a set of rules and they start to figure out like the oppressive system that's over all of them, like how to run it, and you being like, it's the Saturday gifts that really peaks on Saturdays. Like, definitely reminded me of someone who's been like in the system for far too long.
So this is the book. It's like pretty big, right? And then this is the coolest part is all the art. That's the best part. Yeah.
It looks really great, like sitting on your coffee table
awesome,
or whatever. It's got a nice spread on the inside, but the gifts are, I mean, like it's the thought that counts, Grace. Please, no shade.
It's super unique. This coffee is. I'll never get another gift like it. So
it blew me away.
We didn't have a calendar now.
Advent calendar. Yeah, the like modern advent calendars are very fun. Kirk Clark is a big advent calendar guy. He has a bunch.
That feels right.
Now. Yeah.
No, Kurt loves like a mystery box type deal, you know.
You can get beer, you can get like a different beer or wine. There's a bunch you can get.
The struggle there for me is just not opening all of them in a row.
So that's the same problem you have when I was a kid. I know that there's chocolate in there.
Not to spoil anything, but I don't think this is a crew or an audience that's really gonna like. We're gonna have a problem with this. And if you already were going to purchase this, you would have by now, and you would already be fully on this train. So I'm not worried. I've seen TikToks
Yeah.
of people opening up the Williams Sonoma Advent Calendar.
God, I can't
Oh, boy.
imagine.
Okay. We are now 13 days in, and like 11 of them have been cookie cutters. They have like 15 cookie cutters and like a spatula. Like that's what it's been so far. And like every day now, it's like people opening up and being like, I swear to God, if it's another cookie cutter. And it
Who's
is
making
like
that
5 days
many
in a row.
cookies on a daily basis?
I don't know. I mean, it's like they decided like, ooh, this is something that we could pack nicely that no one is going to buy this much of anyway, and we're just going to put it in an advent calendar.
That's
Do you guys?
infuriating.
That's deeply infuriating. I was podcasting with the great Melissa Woodward just a couple of hours ago, and I confessed that this weekend I was like, "How was your weekend?" She was like, "Great. I made a bunch of Christmas cookies." I was like, "Me too." And now all of them are gone, and not because I gave them away. I just sat here and voraciously ate a
Devoured
bunch of cookies. Do you guys like have a particular like go-to Christmas cookie?
Shortbread. Like melt in your mouth shortbread. It's
Yeah,
so
shortbread's
good.
pretty good. I
Yeah,
mean, I
cookies are
love
not like the
chocolate cookie.
prime thing in my family. For
Well, you hate
honest-
chocolate chip cookie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's madness. Yeah, I can't even get my head around that. Still, it's wild. Yep.
Yeah, we do a double chocolate chip cookie with Jello pudding in the recipe. That is a family recipe, and it must be like taken undercooked out of the oven, placed on top of other ones inside of a foil-lined shoebox, so that then when you go to grab one, you get like a bonus 3
Oh.
cookies attached
Yeah.
to it.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah.
That's surreal. I want that. I only asked my grandmother was like frantic with the Christmas cookies, right? I remember like literally just covering like every surface in the house in Christmas cookies and filling tins for everyone in the neighborhood. And she made this particular crazy like kind of pinwheel cookie. And it was basically like a shortbread, but essentially rolled out like a chocolate and then a vanilla, and you rolled them and cut it. So each one of them was like this spiraling kind of pinwheel with like the chocolate swirl in the middle, and like, oh, they were so good. And yeah, I really miss my grandma, but I really miss those cookies too.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say I had a coworker. It was a VP at our work, and she used to at Christmas time she'd come and she had these like they were not cookies so much as like squares, and I don't know what were in them because she wouldn't tell us but like they were like cranberry and like white chocolate drizzle, and like they're so good, and you get like a box of them and everyone would be like, oh yes, finally, like yes, my one, I work all year just for these things. And then she got let go, and it was like, everyone's like, oh, that's sad, and also we probably won't get those squares anymore.
That's much more acceptable with like a
Yeah.
coworker that you're not going
Yeah.
to stay with than your grandmother.
Yeah.
So you're way better human than me.
Halinga, if you're listening, I'd love some squares. If you're watching.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so we're back. We got most of the band back together. Taylor and Melissa could not join us tonight. That is okay. There's 4 of us. How's everybody doing? Is there anything like we need to go over? We had level ups that happened last time. I think everybody rolled their stuff and got most of their stuff figured out.
I rolled a 1 and then I rolled a 6. So it's- yeah.
6 with the con or plus your con?
I think that should be, I think a 6. Oh yeah, my 1d8 is a 6, so then plus my con, which is 4. So
Nice.
Nice.
Good constitution coming in.
I think a level 8. I think I bumped my con. Yeah. So,
Yeah, good call. There's been a lot of conversation about the hit points, and the fact that the wizard has the highest HP of the group was like a very fun discovery over the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
Quietly offline.
A good con.
He pays for it.
How much
on
HP do you
dexterity
have,
saves.
Reg?
How much HP?
Yeah.
I
You're
want to
84?
say it's like 89 now. Hold on, let me pull
Oh my
up.
God.
It's,
well,
it's-
I'm at 95.
Oh,
there
she
My
got
God.
Uh-huh.
All right, you two should be tanking from now on. Why am I on the front lines?
Really,
I mean,
Daya.
what do you
I
think
think
I did
probably
in the
when
last
I
battle?
bumped-
I literally
That's
went
true.
back to you and to Lux and was like, hit me.
When I bumped my con, I think I did some serious bumping up my HP.
Yeah, the high constitution score is really nice. I played a ranger for ages in 2nd edition with an 18 con, and it felt good to be the first person over like 10 years of playing D&D with these guys through like junior high and high school. I was the first one to get in the triple digit hit points. I remember going from like 98. When you used to go from 9th to 10th level, you stopped rolling dice in 2nd edition. And like
Just
specific...
your con?
Yeah, it wasn't even your con. You lost your con modifier for everything. It was like for wizards, they got +1. Rogues got +2. Warriors, like rangers, fighters, paladins got +3. And I landed at like 98 at 9th level, and that +3 hit points for 10th level brought me to 101. And I was like, I am a god. I'm virtually indestructible.
Did we talk about it? I think we've talked about the game where we either go from like 1st edition to 2nd edition to 3rd edition to or backwards. So we start at 5th edition and go back, and every time you like come back, you have the same character, but you have to make them in the previous or next edition.
Very soon next year, I think
that's true.
Next year we're getting the final edition, basically, which is wild.
Yeah.
D&D 1. Yeah, they're talking about like play testing it out here for another couple of months, right? But I would expect that like if it's not out by the beginning of 2024, it's going to be coming right then.
Well, they're not making enough money, right? So
I was going to say, it'll come out when it needs to come out from Mattel's bottom line.
There's been a lot of conversation about that. Have you guys seen any of that, of the like discourse that came out of the like investor meeting last week?
Rich showed me this and infuriated me.
No. They're like, Dungeons and Dragons is an under-monetized brand. Like when you line it up next to something,
it's gonna be a movie.
I know. Well, that's their big hope, Kevin. They have like everything bound up in like the D&D cinematic universe and like merchandising,
advent calendars.
Yep, exactly. All about the coffee stirs.
Yeah, coffee is their big brand moving forward. It's to Rich's point. What he was saying, what the guy said is that only DMs really buy stuff. Is their like problem? So if you have a party of 6, you have 6 people playing, only one of them is actively buying content, and that's their problem. So have fun, players, moving forward. I'm sure you're gonna love D&D.
It's almost like capitalism is the problem.
Maybe.
And this constant, we gotta exponentially grow every other day.
Who'd have thunk it? I think the real issue is like when you're looking specifically at Wizards of the Coast, they have Magic the Gathering like right there as a benchmarker, and like if you're gonna play Magic, you gotta buy, right? And so the like return on like an average Magic consumer versus a D&D player is like so much higher that they're like, we need more stuff. All that said, like a lot of the actual playtest material coming out for D&D 1 looks like mostly good. I'm pretty happy with like a lot of the design stuff that I've looked at, except when they say stuff like, this rule, you just figure it out, use your judgment. I hate rules like that. Like if I'm buying the book, just give me a rule in there that I can ignore when I decide I don't like.
I wonder if I feel like there was a big thing. I don't know if either of you saw, if any of you saw that Westworld got taken off the streaming off of HBO. And I do think this is going to open up a big discussion about people like I already saw it a little bit happening before of like, I need to have physical media, and the fact that like, so
that's not the way it's going to go. The way it's going to go is that torrent sites, which have already started to rise again, are going to explode. I just love that these people constantly have this like, well, evidence just shown that. It's like, no, people will buy physical stuff. And it's like, but evidence have shown, no, money. All right.
Yeah,
it's infuriating.
Go capitalism. Well, lucky for us,
I've opened up 7 news articles just in this conversation.
My favorite.
My brain cannot. I'm like,
Sure, you should see me after a podcast where it's like we'll be like, I literally have like 15 tabs that are all unrelated. It's just like,
I'm like, wait, hold on. Am I supposed to play a wizard right now? Because right now I'm learning about capitalism.
You're supposed to be learning
and
your
the impact
spells
on our favorite media.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's been the eternal battle.
Like I was like one choice away from making Reggie a business wizard, and I'm very glad I didn't.
Oh yeah, good choice. Good choice. He would not have fit in as readily with this coterie of individuals in particular. It's the quintessential D&D problem, right? TSR was like the old company, and they basically like bankrupted themselves on too many products that were all like DM facing. You gotta have stuff that the players want, but we shall see what the future holds. Lucky for us, we have all the rules we need to play D&D in space tonight if we want. So we probably should. Is there nothing like housekeeping to go over? Everybody's feeling pretty good about where we're at.
I'm trying to remember where we were. We're on an asteroid.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, wasn't Ben talking to some space creature?
Yes, he was. And so, to the matter of all of that, let us recap for those joining us and for those in the room. So, some days ago in space, the lot of you made your way to the planet of Rune. You landed after much formalities. You found yourself an apartment. You ate many confections, but ultimately you hooked up with a local there who had traveled to the hidden temple, a place called Halcynod, ruins long abandoned, and they were able to escort you to this place, a place which you had gained the name of in your travels of some importance, a place which you sought. So, along with the native of the planet Rune, Trazu, the lizard folk, you flew the Dragonfly to the Halcynod, the ruins of this ancient temple, a place that you came to realize was once the halls of the Synod, the Glittering Synod, an organization, a coterie of dragons and other entities who were trying to kind of steer history in the moment, in the distant past. Upon your arrival there was a convergence of celestial events. You arrived during the alignment of the moons of the planet Rune. And so the ship, as it descended into this kind of great basin on this jungle world, waterfalls cascading over the edges all around you. In the sky above, the night sky, these three massive moons above the planet aligned. The white one in the back, the bluish one in the middle with the small black moon in the front, giving the impression of a great eye peering down over the world. This iridescent blue light raining down into this crater on the planet as you brought your ship in. The group of you made your way into the Halcynod with Trazu, leaving behind your nature cleric, Reya Dewbrook, along with old Ben, and of course the accumulating Shadow Chronicle and Seed the talking plant on the ship. Reya, as you watch your friends make their way towards the entrance, they essentially entered this great, ruined kind of Aztec-style pyramid almost amidst this converging celestial event, the blue light raining down on top of you. Your friends were taken on a madcap adventure involving portals and genies, landing them on an asteroid on the far side of the sea of stars that is our space. And we will get to them in but a moment. But you, Reya Dewbrook, were left behind on the Dragonfly. And so it is here and now that the camera will open tonight. As we see you, you are piloting the Dragonfly above this kind of ruined pyramid, as it were. The blue light radiating down around you, kind of diffusing through the water vapor of the air. Amidst the sky around you are these large phosphorescent glowing dragonflies, each of them about the size of your arm if you were to extend it, which is big because you are a Firbolg.
Yeah, I'm very big.
Yeah, and so I think that as you sit in the Spelljammer helm,
much like these giant dragonflies, I have a large wingspan.
Indeed you do. As you sit in the actual helm of the Dragonfly, your ability to cast magic allows you to pilot the ship. You are no Lux, perhaps, not the best pilot in the galaxy, but you have flown the ship more than a few times, and it's this strange sensation where you're almost a conduit into the ship itself. You can feel its wings beating beside you. You can feel the phosphorescent dragonflies as they kind of swoop down in past the ship, the breezes of air touching you, the kind of the soft contact as some of them land on the ship before leaping off again. Amidst them in the sky around you are giant bats surging and kind of diving and swooping in the midst of this mass of these phosphorescent insects. And so I say to you, Reya, as old Ben is kind of in the cockpit behind you, peering in, how do you respond to all of this? How does all this make you feel?
Well, I'm doing evasive maneuvers to not hit him. Yeah, just trying to avoid all the. I don't want to hit any dragonflies.
And so I think
Yeah, Doc's gonna have to clean off the windshield, you know?
As
No
you're,
dragonflies
like,
on the dragonfly windshield.
That's right.
no. As you're like swerving and pivoting and making the evasive maneuvers, Ben behind you, like, oh, great job. Yeah, Lux would be really impressed. I don't think you hit, but. And I think you hear, like, it's at this moment as you're like evading, maneuvering through everything, you hear boom, contact as something like hits into the ship. And then again, boom.
Oh no.
The like resonance into the ship, and I think Ben's like, well, that sounded like it might be a little bigger than a dragonfly.
Did I hit something? No, no. Is there anywhere to park? Like, I guess I'm like thinking, is there anywhere to park nearby? Or yeah.
So you as you're looking down beneath you, this mass of like swirling bats have started to like grow, and to the extent that like you're almost like losing sight, and you're looking through this cloud down to the earth beneath you. And I think when you look up and you could see like the ridges of the basin above you, a couple of 100 feet, you could easily like rise up out of this pit and try to land somewhere on the jungle up above if you'd like.
Does it feel like there's been any damage to the ship, or just got like how much is this like thump that like?
Great question. Make a perception check here, Reya.
Ooh, 8.
8
With
You're
guidance,
like-
though. I mean.
Oh yeah, with guidance. Yeah.
How do I? Oh my! Oh, it's not letting me roll it.
I think you just have to
I
D4
just
it.
have to D4. Yeah, 9.
Oh no!
Uh-huh.
I think that you're like leaning forward, craning out of the Spelljammer helm, trying to peer up out of the cockpit. Your like kind of senses extended throughout the ship. You can't be sure if there's any damage. And so I think that Ben, like reading your expression, is like, I can run up there and double check if there's any damage real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. I'm so nervous that he's gonna get attacked, but I let him go.
No, don't be nervous. I'll be fine.
That's all my. Yeah. You go. Yeah. Let me
As
know.
you hear his feet like kind of flapping the way down the hall. So you're slowly like rising the ship up out of this crater. And I think that we see the camera like pulling away. We see the ship rising up. The dragonflies kind of swarming around. And we see what looks like a few dark shapes moving around on the exterior of the ship as you are surging upwards, Reya. Some time passes, a few moments, heartbeats. You feel like contact on the exterior of the ship, though you can't be sure. Are they dragonflies, bats, something else, something dangerous? Is Ben going to be okay? And I think as a minute turns into 2, into 3, into 4, you hear a yell
Yeah. Okay.
coming back from up in the cockpit above you, like, Reya,
Yeah, Ben. Yeah.
I think something got in the ship.
In the ship.
That's right. I think there's something in here. I could use a hand.
I gotta park this thing. I'm the only one in the ship, right? So yeah, I gotta park it. It can't just float, right?
It can't just float while it's not in space.
Come
When
on.
you're in an atmosphere, it needs to like hit the ground. Yep.
Quick time. Park the ship somewhere.
Okay, so I think that you like come surging upwards. We see like the mist kind of like spatter with like as the dragonfly wings cut through it, the ship like coursing down, and you see the massive limbs of these trees. You can easily like maneuver the ship down, landing on one of them. And so you jump up out of the Spelljammer helm and go racing for like the upper cabins to where Ben waits. And I think, Reya, as you come racing up into the kind of middle deck of the ship, back from where you are, I think you see Ben with Ask, the Accumulating Shadow Chronicle, your shadowy orb, its cat-like eye floating next to him as you come running in, and surging out from the storage bay in the back, Reya, a sight familiar to you, the one you have not seen in some time, as you thought that you disposed of it, but in fact, your friend Jake stashed it quite handily back here in the storage bay. The apparatus of Hux, a giant barrel with 6 legs and a pair of claws like a scorpion, is clanking through the back of the storage bay.
I chase after it to see if somebody is controlling it inside of it.
Make a perception check for me here, Reya.
23.
Well, much better than last time.
Yeah.
23 as you come running back towards the back of the ship. This thing chonking around. You catch sight through the like glass kind of portal that is on the front of it, the windshield of this device, of a tiny figure. At first, you think there's fire burning inside. You're a little concerned, alarmed, perhaps even. I'm just going to switch this over. Until as you get there, you just see this little face with this glowing light radiating up around it, blue, vaguely turtleish, dare I say? As you see this tiny figure who looks to be about 10 inches tall, literally standing on the dashboard, yanking away and shoving the levers like haphazardly as you peer through, and he sees you like,
who are you? What are you doing? You're in the apparatus of Hux and you're on our ship. That's trespassing twice.
I think it just makes this small sound and suddenly like jumps backward off the dashboard, and you hear clonk as the back hatch of the apparatus of Hux opens, and this tiny little pitter patter of feet as you see this like tiny blue figure come kind of like darting back further into like the ship away from you. He ducks behind like some crates and is kind of like peering out, though he's not doing a very good job hiding to your perception.
Who are you? And I try a different language maybe. You said turtleish. I'll try Aquan, maybe.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say in Aquan, who are you?
Yeah, who are you? Yeah.
And I think it just like pokes its head out from around the back of the crate like, Chwinga.
Sorry, come again? What?
Chwinga.
Chwinga.
Yeah.
Reya, Reya Dewbrook, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
Oh. I think he like steps out from around the box and takes like a handful of steps towards you. It is just like he like shrugs at you, and I think that then he like points up like, plant, nice.
Sorry, what? Say it again. What?
Plant.
Yeah, plant. Yeah.
Oh,
you like it? Yeah, great. All right, Chwinga. Yeah. Great. So I have no insight into where this thing came from.
Make a nature check, Reya. Your favorite. You can actually make an insight check if you want, an insight or nature.
What do you? I mean, I have much better insight than I have.
Yeah,
nature,
I bet you do. Yeah, then go for it.
Is it rolling? It's not rolling. There it goes. 28.
Oh, 28. Reya, you're like scanning this thing like, what the heck is even going on? And I think that you have a notion, first of all, that this is not like a human or like any other species you've ever seen. He clearly like is responding to you in the Aquan when you're talking to him, this language of elementals. And with the strange turtleish face, you remember hearing stories back at home on Pavis amidst the Firbolg of these little elemental spirits that make their homes in rocks or trees or gullies or springs and strange kind of natural occurrences. Nobody is really sure like where they come from or what their purpose is, but this name Chwinga, like you think to yourself like, oh no, that's not like his name, that's like what he is. Like you are a Firbolg, he is a Chwinga, and they're like these little nature elemental spirits.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're great. Did you just find? Do you find this thing? Did you find it? It was hidden. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I would take it for a ride too. That's great. Wow, you must be really good at finding things.
Yeah.
Like our ship.
And I think that then he like suddenly reaches into like his little vest here and just goes. And this flattering like spray, like a complete sea of papers fill the room, and you lose sight of them as the papers are falling everywhere. Reya, you're like kind of looking at them, like reach out to like grab one quickly, and you realize immediately like these are ours.
Oh no! What you're supposed to Chwinga, you're supposed to read these, you know.
You hear his footsteps flapping as you're like kind of looking while the papers all fall.
I'm
and you
taking the time to pick them all up.
Excellent. And so with that, Reya, you're taking the time to pick them all up as Ben's like, whoa, hey, little butt. Oh, wow, he's pretty fast. I'll keep an eye on him. Yeah, okay.
Okay, keep tabs.
Okay.
All right, once I have enough pamphlets, I'll follow.
Okay. As you sit, you're like gathering all these pamphlets up. You're like starting to make your way back, and it's at this point that you hear like you're hearing coming from down the steps like, no, I don't think you should touch that little. Whoa! Oh, yeah. And the whole ship like lurches and heaves as you suddenly like skid backwards. Let me have you make a dexterity saving throw real quick, Reya.
Yeah, not great at those.
14. You manage to like grab a hold of the wall. You drop a couple of pamphlets, but the whole ship like suddenly lurches and is like sailing straight up into the air.
I'm running to the cockpit. Yeah.
And as you're running to the cockpit, I think that the shadow orb floats up kind of next to you, trailing with you like, user Reya.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the entity which has engaged the ship?
Yeah, it's a Chwinga, yeah. Wait, what
is this entity acceptable?
No. Turn off. Turn off. And I keep running to the front. Yeah.
Okay. As you like keep running towards the front of the ship. Reya, as you come like charging in, Ben is like standing behind the Spelljammer helm. You see the little Chwinga is like standing in the Spelljammer helm, his hair like straight up like a little blue candle flame on top of his head as the ship is like surging straight up into the air. And he's like,
I'd like to essentially try to grapple him, but mostly just like holding him like in the air,
like a baby.
Yes, and then slowly trying to sit down in the seat.
Let me have you make an athletics check.
Okay, with guidance.
Okay, with guidance. Praise Clancy.
20, dirty 20.
Nice 20. To his 18. Nice. He rolls 18. You roll 17 plus the guidance. He goes to like dart past.
Yeah, I do say, so help me, Clancy.
So help me, Clancy. And you like get your hands around him and lift him up. But as you like lift him up, now you're kind of facing with your back to the windshield, and you're holding this little guy in front of him as he's peering past you, and he goes, oh, and like you peer over your shoulder and you see Reya, this enormous kind of like, not enormous, it's about as big as you are, bat-like creature is like clinging to the front of the windshield, peering in at you as the ship goes hurtling up into the sky. Oh, did we lose her? I think we had technical difficulty. And on that note, the camera cuts back to the asteroid. Grace, you're back. Let me re-add you 1 sec.
Life mimicking art here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, go do your thing. I think the camera cuts back to the asteroid where Naya, Reginald, where we last left you, the group of you having made your way to this myriad asteroid, this rock hurtling through space filled with portals and ghost dragons and wraiths. Oh my, you destroyed Dottie the orb. You allied yourself with Ulanarix, the ghost dragon of this place. You did a number of things, including dispelling the force field of protection around it. And ultimately where we left you last time was sitting on the main floor eating space donuts. And so as we kind of like come back in, I think Lux and Doc have made their way down to the lower levels with Ulanarix, the ghost dragon, who is going to try to help Lux and Doc for that matter understand the mechanisms of this place, how to control the portals, how to steer the asteroid, how to potentially reforge the force parameters if they would like. And so the two of you sitting in this main floor, as the camera opens on you, what do we see? What are you guys doing?
I think like Reg is finally seated and is like finishing the last little bits of a space donut. and you'll see, his outfit is, as ever, the kind of Norfolk tweed jacket with the elbow patches and the bow tie that's a little bit askew at this point. He's tucked away his pince-nez for now, and not needing to have read anything. And though they are well rested, I think he does look a bit beleaguered compared to what maybe we're used to seeing.
I think Naya, if were we on a floor or on the table? Where were we when we were eating these donuts?
You were just like sitting on the floor of the main chamber of the worm here, right? Yep.
So yeah, I think Naya is at this point like almost like lying on the floor and is like heavy-eyed, but like looking towards one of the donuts still there, and just like, oh god, I really shouldn't, but I really want to, and starts reaching for it, and then like looks over at Reggie and just like, wait, does this count as one of those dare things?
I'm not sure it rises to that exactly, but
okay,
how much do you want it?
Pretty bad. Is it really tasty donuts? I've never had cosmic space donuts before, but now I've had 13. That seems like a lot.
Yes, well, eat one more. What could possibly go wrong?
It's a good point. And so Naya picks it up and starts like munching on it. This was such a bad decision. And just keeps going. Also, thanks for the save back there. I almost died. That would have been crazy.
You crazy is not the word, but yes, it was a challenging situation, a harrowing one to say the least.
Oh, I suppose harrowing could work, yeah.
I don't think in all the time that we've been going throughout space that we've experienced something quite as challenging as that. Lux was down on the ground, us surrounding her, you simply one moment away from sheer peril. I hope you don't mind me putting you in a ball.
No, that's okay. I don't like being in corners, but ball's fine.
Balls are fine. Good to know. Well.
Oh, yeah.
Are we
I'd make a Whittier comeback, but I'm very full of donuts right now.
Yes. We are surrounded by portals, and yet also attempting to move this back toward the Dragonfly.
Yeah, we're going to be tugging this rock along instead of, portal hopping, which I still really, really want to do. But said I wouldn't.
I think there will be time for that once we've reunited with our friends. That's certainly my hope. I, to be quite honest, I hope that there's time for quite a few things. I've got a few spells that I should like to complete my studies and further my capabilities. And today, most especially, and yesterday, has shown me that we need to be more prepared than ever.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing you could do with your time.
What else would one do with their time? Certainly there are books that could be read, certain mysteries and stories and histories.
Fun that could be had, exploring. If only the Dragonfly was here. Oh well. Yes. I could show you my room. It's pretty nice. I don't really use it too much, but...
If only. And I think that as they say that, the camera like fades and we see the Dragonfly's exterior. There are these large dark shapes, at least like 4 or 5 that we see like kind of climbing towards the front. And Reya, as you grab the little like chinga up out of the thing, like I swear to Clancy, and you like grab him, lift him up. You have your back to the cockpit as you're kind of like looking down into the chair while you lift him up, and you see him peer past you like, oh, and you turn like glancing over your shoulder, and what you see kind of splayed across one of the windshields of this thing is is this large, almost ape-like shape. It's like probably about as tall as you are, Reya, and these huge kind of bat-like wings sprayed out from its shoulders, like grabbing and like covering most of the thing as you see its face glaring down in towards you. And the little chinga, as you're like holding in front of you, he goes like this. He does like a little like kind of shaking maneuver as you are peering out of the cockpit at something that looks a bit like this.
Yeah. I put down the chewinga. Like you stay here, and then I'm gonna turn to try and fight this thing. I think, or at least, well, I guess not immediately. I mean, my assumption is that I will end up fighting it, but maybe I will not immediately.
It's on the outside of the windshield still, right? Like the ship is like kind of surging straight upwards, and it's essentially like sprawled out against the windshield, like peering down in at you. So it's in between, like it's still on the outside of the ship, and you're in the cockpit, right?
Quick, turn on the windshield wiper.
What are you doing? What are these things here today? What are you doing? I just say that to this thing. Yeah.
And I think it like
no.
hits the metal. Take ship.
No. Stop. I'm trying to cast a spell probably.
Sure.
I don't know what to cast. Gosh, I don't know if I react this quickly. So I do. Can I get? I would presume this is not a humanoid.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna tell it to stop. You can't have the ship.
You just say stop. You just like yell out there like stop.
No, you can't have the ship. No ship. Yeah.
Ship.
Is it?
Us.
No.
And it starts like smashing again. I think Ben's like, oh, this doesn't seem so great. I think maybe we need those evasive maneuvers.
Okay, I get in the what is it called? Thing.
Helm.
The helm, and I'm gonna try to start moving. Just straight up.
Yeah, that's okay. Let me have you make a check here, Ray. I don't know if we added a Spelljammer check to your tool proficiencies. If it's not there, then just go ahead. Give me like a wisdom roll plus your proficiency modifier.
Would that be? That's gonna be the same as my wisdom save.
Yes.
I'm proficient.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna roll that just for the modifier.
Totally
25.
cool. 25. You start like surging upwards with the ship, like pitching, wheeling, like kind of like spinning as you go. And I think you see this thing start like sliding across the windshield, and you see it like pulled away, like the wings catching in the air as it like slides off. And Ben's like, I'm a bit concerned that might not be the only one. It sounded like a couple of things crashed into us there.
Yeah, but we gotta go. We gotta just go. What else am I supposed to? We gotta go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We should go. Hey, where's that thing going? Oh, hold on.
So, I called her. I say, I'll show you where Reggie's cheese is in Aquan. I say this in Aquan.
And I think it like stops looking back and smiling at you. And then I think he does this thing where he raises his hands up and goes like, and there's this big chunk of cheese in his hand, like, he starts like eating it as he runs out of the room.
Can I insight check that he already had? So he already found our cheese?
Make an insight check. Yeah.
That's what I would like to know, if he already found our cheese.
At this point, it's been like a couple of hours since
24.
your friends went in down there. 24. Yeah. He found your cheese. If he was able to find the apparatus of hugs, he definitely found the cheese. This little guy apparently is in all the nooks and crannies of your ship. And as he's like charging out of the cockpit with the cheese, Ben's like, I'm going after him. I'm not going to let him eat any more of that cheese. Come here, you. Hey, as he like goes charging out of the room after him, leaving you.
I just like to say I'm definitely not mad at this Chwinga. I love this Chwinga, so I'm definitely not mad at him. Yeah.
Got it. You hear him like giggling as he runs away, and like the pairing pitter patter of his feet followed by Ben's racing up the stairs.
I love
and like the voice of like an apoplectic Ben kind of like yelling after him as they take off. And so I think as you now are left in the cockpit with Ask, I think that Ask is just like
User Reya, may I make a statement of suggestion?
Yeah, I'll hear it, but I'm not saying yes for sure.
That is acceptable. I believe your associate has pilfered your pockets.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I check my pockets. Like just a little quick pat.
You like start reaching down, like grabbing, and you're like, oh, okay, the holy symbol is like still there. I got like most of my things here. Then you like grab like for like one pouch that you have hanging off your belt that usually has the sending stone in it, and it's gone. And you're like, son of a bitch, the sending stone.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that's great. Yeah, he has the sending stone. Well, I have to fly the ship, Ask. If you go tell Ben to get the sending stone.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks
no
for the suggestion, though.
Of course, it is my pleasure. I am...
Like, how much smarter? No, wait, no, just go. Never mind. Go.
Yes, I'm going.
Yeah.
User Ben!
I think you hear it yelling. It's like surging out of the room.
User Ben, we must retrieve the sending stone.
As you see like the orb go like flying out of the room after them. And so with that, Ray, like you're just flying up. Are you doing anything in particular?
Can you describe to me again where I am in do I know where I am in relation to the rest of the crew?
They all went into the ruins down at the bottom of like this big kind of waterfall, this pit in the earth. And so you now are like flying up above the planet. You've gotten pretty high. Like the dragonfly is fast compared to any normal flying creature, right? So you're pretty high up over the forest canopy. Down beneath you, you have a pretty clear view in like this blue moonlight of where the crater is in the earth that the Halcyon is. But the last you knew, they went into these ruins down there.
Got it. Can I fly back? I want to fly back down, but not like I'm essentially looking for a place to land again so that I can go and check if other ones went on. But I don't want to go where I just was because presumably they are there.
You're looking for new territory to put the ship down to see if more of these things are coming. So I think as you like pitch the ship and start steering, let me just have you make another perception check real quickly.
20.
30. Right. You pitch the ship and you see what looks at first like a cloud. And then you're like, oh no, it's the water vapor. It's the mist. And then you're like, oh no. It's definitely like 50 or 60 of those big, like bat-looking gargoyle-y type dudes flying up out of like down there where that crater is, where I left my friends. I do not want to go back there as you're like pitching the ship around, trying to bring it down, like circling around. I think that, you're like kind of flying, like looking for a spot. You see a spot that you feel good about landing as you come down to. And I think at this point, Ask comes floating back into the room and is like,
the small entity has led Ben to the upper deck. He seems infatuated with the talking plant. I encourage both to re-enter the ship, but it appears that there are more of these creatures on the exterior.
Where are they? Sorry, where are they?
They are on the upper deck with Jake's Ballista and Seed the plant. They have left the internal cavity of the dragonfly.
And there's more of these things on the exterior?
Assuredly there are, yes.
I'm looking for somewhere to park this thing as quickly as possible. Yeah.
I fear that if we are to land, we may accumulate more. There appear to be a great mass of them following us from where we just left.
I don't know what to do.
I neither know what to do. User Reya, may I offer in this moment?
Yeah. Suggestions greatly appreciated. Yeah.
I have capability of higher function and can shift the entirety of our vessel to an alternative place of existence with ease. Should
Yeah.
you choose
Yeah.
to bond with me, I can assuredly evade our pursuers. I do not wish to offer this in duress. I am concerned that my demeanor has unsettled your allies, but I assure you my intentions are merely intellectual. And
This
not
is bonding
nefarious.
for life. Could we get a prenup or something?
Only for the duration of your life, which is a fleeting time.
Can I insight check if it's for sure my entire life? There's no other way that I think I could, and maybe not insight check, that I could, like, is there like an arcana or like a religious, like
Make an arcana
greater
or potentially religion check. Yeah.
well, I'll go with religion. I'm definitely using guidance. Yeah. That's 23.
Oh, 23. You have heard about holy devices and magical equipment, and normally these things certainly could be deceptive, but from your understanding, like, you've not heard of a specific like life bond with an item before per se, but you've heard of many oaths that last for the entirety of a life, right? And dedications, oaths of fealty, and so you think it sounds like pretty accurate given the context of things that right? It feels likely.
I can attempt to assist user Ben.
No, let's do it. I'll bond with you. And then we'll teleport out of here. We'll shift planes.
User Reya, I am assuring you, I will endeavor to see your life maximized to the greatest possible extent.
That's
Are you
great.
certain?
Let's go. Yeah, we gotta hurry. Yeah, we gotta hurry. Let's go.
And I think there's a moment where like the screen goes black as like shadows spiral up out of Ask within the cockpit, and the camera cuts. And I think that we see in the bottom of like 2 hours ago as like Lux and Doc and Reya, or not Lux and Doc and Reggie and Naya are all standing in the like open central area, and Lux is screaming into the sending stone, Reya! She's not answering you guys, Reya! And I think you hear Ben's voice calling back of like, hey, wait, it's me. Wait, did you call me? Did I call you? I don't remember. What's going on? Oh, yeah. And there's a whole like conversation that happened at the end of last episode as he's like, okay, I'll tell her. We'll find you. Okay, you've got it. And the camera cuts back as Reya, you now, having bound with the accumulating shadow chronicle.
Yes. I only did it to save Ben and the Schwinga's life. Really. I just would like to reiterate that. Rich, you know that my Achilles heel is an adult having to take care of a small child. And then you put that child in immediate danger from these bat creatures, and they were like, hey, can I bond with you? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, okay, come on. Yeah, I gotta do it for this kid. I gotta do it for this Schwinga and Ben.
I'm sorry,
So-
my roll 20 is like really tweaking out on
Hashtag do it for the Schwinga.
Hashtag do it for the Schwinga. Reya, as you have bonded with the accumulating shadow chronicle, as the camera opens back up, I think we see like these tendrils of almost like shadows like surging down into you, and your eyes open, and we see that they're like entirely black. Your eyes are just like these shadowy like kind of black voids peering back out, but you have gained access to a series of alternative things, which I will convey to you in a minute, as you sense Ask next to you and you hear the voice in your mind.
User Reya, I will transition the ship to the shadow plane. Ben has communicated with Lux. I can hone in on the Swordmaster Naya. They bear with them a sigil of that plane.
Yes. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Let's do it.
Your friends are far from here. We will travel the distance quickly. My navigational capacities in this other realm are formidable.
And I think that with that, we see the whole like ship begin to like go gray. Color starts like bleeding out of the ship as you feel yourself almost like sliding, Reya, from like riding on like a rough kind of bumpy road. Every little bit of like vibration through the ship and resistance kind of like fades away till it feels like you're suddenly like surging. You have this sense of like your stomach almost like dropping as like almost like incredible speed picks up. And like as you peer out of the cockpit, the stars around you kind of like vanish and then reform, but it is no longer the colorful seascape of space that you know, but this like black and white kind of void, shades of gray drowning all around you. As we then, the camera like pulling back away, see the dragonfly in this like monochrome gray black surging through the shadowy sphere of space. Let me just cut back quickly. Reggie, Naya, as the group of you are like sitting there, Doc and Lux downstairs with the ghost dragon, is there anything in particular you all want to have done or be doing here?
All I'm saying is that if you were to use the rope, I could tie it around my waist, I could hop into one of those portals, and you could pull me back. You're a big, strong hippogriff. I'm sure you could easily maintain my,
What? The mere fact that you have referred to me as a hippogriff should tell you that accuracy is not at the top of
I
your
almost
assets.
died.
Yes, you did.
I'm not.
This would be an almost surefire way for you to die once again. I simply see a future wherein you go in, I yank back, only to see afraid not.
Yeah, and then you jump in after me, I'm sure.
I see what you're doing.
Oh, do you?
Yes. You have some sort of fanciful narrative in your head of getting yourself into some sort of danger, which would require the rest of us sacrificing ourselves, most of all me, in order to rescue you.
But isn't that so sweet and nice? Isn't that almost romantic?
Yes, there are plenty of stories and ballads that are told on Kisandi and many other planets about the romance of danger. But those are only the stories of the people who survived. Many more did not return, and I should tell you that is simply not a story full of love.
It's a story for the ages. People would sing our tales, supposing the rest of us get off the ship. But someone would.
You know, when I was growing up, the stories of the wars between the fire giants on Fulm Termin, those are the stories that people would sing about. They would keep me up at night in terror and mystery, to be quite honest. And yes, they did have about them a certain amount of romance about danger. I still remember one about a group of dwarven mercenaries who went to get a powerful magical item there called the Fireheart. And it is only because they are successful that the story was written and the ballad is still sung. But I could tell you there were dozens, if not hundreds, more groups who were not successful. And should we want our story to be told, we must take calculated risks.
Or they could have stayed home because they're too busy calculating. Someone else could have gone on the adventure, snatched up that Fireheart all on their own, and then they would have had the song sung about them. If you sit and wait for too long, you miss your opportunities. Life comes at you pretty fast.
So you're saying, I do have the notion that had we just stayed on the home world, that we would not have experienced so much. be quite a boring story, no?
Why did you leave your home world?
Oh, I found my way to Yavanna and the ship here after winning a contest.
Ooh, congratulations. That
Yes.
sounds exciting.
I have since found out that I was the only participant, but that is neither here nor
You
there.
still won.
This is true. I was the only person capable of solving that cryptographic puzzle. But I believe that was Yavanna's way of recruiting me to catch my attention and pull me out of the funk, so to say.
Well, she probably did just know you have a big brain.
Yes. Yes. You know, the truth is that I left Gisandi because there was little reason for me to remain there. And it's a big, wide space full of many things that I never seen or heard before, and not all of them find their way to our small little marble in the sky.
I think Naya kind of gets quiet for a moment, but then says, "But you never miss it? You don't ever wonder about home?"
Oh, well, terribly. I miss my parents deeply. They're some of my favorite people in the world, only recently supplanted by the crew. And there are traditions and beauty in the Aliono Ban, where I grew up, that I do miss quite a bit. But I'm glad I'm here.
I'm always glad when I leave, but I don't know. Just want to go back sometimes.
What do you remember of where you grew up?
Everything. The water and the way it casts our reflection whenever we look into it. The people that we live with, the creatures of the Fae. My parents, my sister. The time our village was attacked and the person that saved us. The reason I ended up leaning into a life of adventure. I remember leaving. I remember Glarendar. I remember going through that portal. And then that other portal. And then finding myself in a box at one point. And then you all. So many things, so many adventures, so many years. So many, many years. And I love it. I love the exploration. I love the seeing. That's what my people love the most. But I do miss home. I do miss those things. Memory can only last for you so long. And eventually, I might start forgetting.
Forgive me if I'm intruding with this question. How long has it been since you've seen your family?
117 years?
My goodness.
I wasn't that old when I left. I was pretty young, relatively. Left home around, what was it at that point? As I look at my notes, in my early 40s. I arrived at Glarendar when I was like 53. Left not even a year after that, and then many years in a place that wasn't as exciting. Well, I guess that's relative. Changed a few times over that course too. So many lifetimes. So much more to come. Well, unless I die, in which case that's a whole other adventure.
Yes. Goodness, that is quite an adventure. Do you? Forgive me. I have never had siblings, so I do not know the
Naya's
relationship.
face definitely falls for a moment.
Do you think about her often?
Every minute of the day.
What's her name?
Us Verdan really don't. Well, I guess not the Verdan, but my people, the ones that grew up in the forests with the Fae, we don't ever give our full names. It's always a thing that they say about magic and knowing names. It's the old Fae tradition. So I can't tell you that. But like how I have different names. I called her Alice. That's what I called her.
Alice. It's a lovely name.
I think right at the spot as you guys are talking, as the pair of you like sit here going through this, and Naya like name checks Alice, this name that they used for their sibling. I think both of you catch sight of like a little bit of light coming from the stairway and the floor in front of you, and you note that like the little myriad orb that you found floating downstairs, it's like hovering in the stairwell, almost like peeking up over like the edge of the lip of the stairwell, just kind of like looking at you sitting quietly, like this turquoise light kind of diffusing off of it as it sits, kind of taking you both in.
Oh, hey, look. It's that orb. Once again, Naya immediately distracted despite having serious conversations. I think Naya's gonna get up and start walking towards the orb, but be a little bit cautious to be like, hey, how you doing over there?
And I think we see it like sink down a little bit, and as you like are talking to it nicely, it like floats back up like.
I'm assuming none of us can understand that.
Mm-mm.
You don't happen to speak Common or Goblin? Is that it looks over at Reggie. Is that a language you guys know here? Nothing? Okay. Maybe
Oh goodness, are we playing the what languages do we speak? How shall we communicate with this entity Olympics?
Oh yeah, the fun thing.
Yes.
As I start rambling off hello in, I guess, Draconic, Goblin, and Sylvan.
Reggie will add Dwarvish and then Celestial.
And I
We're all looking at it.
as you guys are, as the pair of you, Naya and Reggie, like alternating with these hellos of Dwarvish, Celestial, Goblin, Draconic, right? The common.
Washkotgalit! I can't whistle because I'm laughing too much.
I think that the orb is just kind of like floating, sort of like watching both of you. Like if we see it like turning and moving, it's spherical, so it's kind of like hard to clock as it moves, the light refracting off of it, this rolling kind of small universe inside of it with the little like pips of light as it was. And as it's like taking all of this in, looking at you both, I think the camera like fades again, the camera like focusing in on the orb kind of like smashes clean into it until we're like overwhelmed. The space, the color bleeds out, black and white and gray, and we then like see the dragonfly like streaking across this kind of monochromatic starscape behind it into the cockpit. The camera pulls as we see Reya in the seat. You're like leaned back in the helm, and I think that we don't hear the flapping feet of Ben's sandals as this voice comes from behind you, Reya, like, I don't think we're in Pavis anymore, Reya.
No, we're not. I slowly turn to look back.
And I think that Ben's like, and I think that Tringa's like, oh, Tringa.
Yeah.
As it kind of looks at you.
I had to get out of there, Ben. We're gonna be attacked.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
that thing didn't force you into anything, did it?
No, I said it could. I said I agreed so that we could shift into the shadow plane, you know?
User Ben,
I think Ask starts to speak.
I have endeavored to make a better impression than I have succeeded in doing. I thought we had found a mutual talking point through our appreciation of knowledge and academics. I assure you, User Reya is in no danger. I have accessed higher functions.
Yeah.
I can sense Naya. We are close.
That's great. We'll keep moving.
And to that extent, Reya, I like added the stuff here on the Accumulating Shadow Chronicle handout. But given that you have bound with this entity, there are a series of changes that have like occurred to you. Not the least of which are you becoming very kind of scary looking. But I don't know if you were able to read all the rest of this. Did you catch that stuff at the bottom? Okay, cool. So I think that we here ask, like,
we are closing on their location. This would have taken somewhere in the region of 10 to 12 days moving through conventional space, but I have shifted the entirety of the ship to the shadow plane. Fortunately, the modifications Doc made some months past have allowed me to use the vessel as a conduit for empowered castings of the plane shifting.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. This is all great, I guess. I look at Ben for reassurance, I think.
Yeah, it seems great.
Yeah. And then the Chwinga, I look
great.
I trying to be like look very not threatening to the Chwinga, yeah.
And as you look back to it, I think it's like eating cheese looks up like, and I think Ben's like, I've got the sending stone, by the way. And he kind of hands it back to you, Reya.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think that the ship like lurches a little bit. You feel this kind of like resistance as you hear Ask, like,
we are upon them. This is the Myriad asteroid. Your associates were shifted through trans-dimensional movements. They are here, waiting for you.
And as everything kind of like lurches, Reya, I think you feel like this moment of like shock as like you blink and like the color washes back into your eyes. Like you see the light of the stars twinkling around you in reds and blues and purples. And you see very wildly out in front of you through the cockpit of the ship, this very map as it is arrayed out before you, the ship kind of lowering down in. And so I think that that Professor and Naya, as the pair of you are kind of like offering your greetings and salutations to this little orb, suddenly out of nowhere, you see like this almost ripple in the air above you, and this kind of wave of it looks like almost smoke, black smoke, like parting and like pulling away, like so much vapor, as the like red hull and the front like eyes of the cockpit of the Dragonfly like surge out through it directly kind of like above the asteroid that you all are sitting on.
No, I'm still looking at the orb. Okay, I think if we whistle at the right frequency, maybe.
Shadow vortex. There is some sort of void above us.
Shadow vortex. Where is a void?
So do I see the dragonfly at that point? Sorry.
Yes, you do. You see the dragonfly. Yes.
Wait, who said that?
You turn and like look, and like you see Reginald, and you see the orb in between you.
Did it just speak?
Hello.
The whistling worked. I can speak whistle.
Salutations. I think as it turns, I see Reginald. The ship like Reya through the cockpit as you're peering down. You see Naya. You see Professor.
And you basically see him like moving backwards as if like Homer in that Simpsons gif into the hedge, you know?
I mean, what are you looking? Where are you backing away? Oh, hey, it's the Dragonfly. And we can see Reya.
We have company.
Yeah, I think as you're like peering through the cockpit, as it like comes over, you're able to like catch sight of what I think is like Ben's little reptilian face plastered up against the glass, peering out at you like, that's definitely them. Unless maybe it's shapeshifters again. I suppose we should ask if they're dragons when we get off, but I think it's them.
Yeah, it's probably them.
It is assuredly Naya, unless they have killed Naya and taken their equipment. Naya bears a ring which is indistinguishable. I mean, unique.
Is there a place to park this thing?
Sure, yeah. The dragonfly conveniently has legs that articulate like an insect. You can land this sucker on here.
Okay, do that.
Okay, and so I think that like the dragonfly wings
God.
Pitching and like hovering as it starts to just like lower down, the legs like extending out, the little like pincer claws grabbing on like the edges of the walls of the cell where this like kind of gear world portal was like sitting off to the left as the ship like kind of like you hear the like feet kind of gripping into the stone to secure itself. You would pivot a little bit so you'd be able to like exit, as it were. Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, Chewinga, let's go. Ben, come on, let's go. We'll go see our friends. And
I think the Chewinga like reaches up, Reya, to like hold your hand.
Yep.
But it's very short, and so you have to like lean down.
I'm gonna get some probably dock to crate essentially like the Grogu like holder, you know.
As the like ramp drops out, there's actually two ways out. There is like a hatch in the middle of the ship that drops a ladder out. It's probably the easier way. And so the like hatch opens, right? The like kick of steam as like out comes like trotting old Ben. And you see old Ben like hit the ground, his little sandaled feet, as he comes running up to you guys like, oh, hey, I'm so glad you guys are okay. Things got a little bit chaotic there for a second, and I'm not really sure what happened, but and he turns back as like Reya emerges.
With black inky void eyes, right?
Yeah.
I think Naya, as the ship was landing and the doors opening, was like running towards the ship and was just like, come on. You too, Reggie, come on. And
let me get the others.
The orb.
Yeah.
And then once Ben is out, we'll hug Ben. And then probably hug Reya. And he's like, Ben, Reya, oh, I'm so glad you're alive. This is fantastic. And you're here now. This is the best news I've ever heard. Because now that you've done that, I can get to go into one of those portals. I believe that was the deal. This is a great thing. Oh, also, this is, as I point to the orb, actually, what is your name? I don't think I asked that.
And I think, meanwhile, as you like turn back and like point to the orb, you probably notice that like Reggie's eyes are like totally fixed on Reya at this point, and his like
I am not making eye contact with you.
No, and he's like just like
up in our
But like I don't know that Naya notices that like that, but that is the image in Naya's view. It's like looking back, a Giff-Agog, and then turning back to Reya.
Yeah, we should talk about what happened on each of our adventures separately. We could, like if any of us like engage tire function or anything like that, we could do that later. Also, this is Chewinga. That's not his real name. That's the type of species he is, but he just says his name. It just says the species. Yeah, see, like that. So. Yeah.
Naya's definitely gonna, if he held his hand up, like high five it.
Yeah, he high fives you right back. Chewinga.
Did the orb answer what his name is
Yeah.
also?
No, it's just still floating next to you. You do know, Reya, that there is this like turquoise kind of like universe orb floating next to like Naya and Reggie, and Ben is like standing a little bit like shell shocked. I think that he's got a look that like mirrors yours, Reggie. He's just like staring back at you like.
Why is everyone asking so weird?
What did we miss?
Oh, not much. Just we're gonna get attacked, and so I thought Chwinga and Ben were gonna die. So the only solution was to bond with the orb, so we could dimension door.
You bonded with the orb?
Yeah.
Oh, lucky. What's that like?
User Reya has engaged higher function. I am now capable of transitioning the entirety of the ship to the Shadow Realm, as well as accessing my greater capabilities in your defense.
Yeah, I think it made me smarter. I would like to try and test this out by rolling my worst intelligence, because that's my lowest skill. So I think I'd like to can I just do a random Arcana check? Just to see if I'm smarter now?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 15. I'm just maybe I look around the portal, like I think I'm much smarter now. I look at all the portals and see what like Arcana magic I can decipher from the portals.
Oh yeah, you were 100% certain that like all the rune work on these exterior crystals are like converging like a great deal of the kind of like ambient space magic, focusing it down, and you realize like there's going to be a control center somewhere down deeper inside the asteroid that these portals could be like shifted and transitioned, and Yep.
I say all that. So, so I think I'm way smarter now, at least.
Naya immediately turns to Reggie and goes, and that's what happens when you sit there calculating whether you should leave and someone else goes and takes the Fireheart.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel totally fine. Do I look okay? Do I look fine?
Yeah.
You look great.
Yeah.
What do you...
You look different.
No, I was worried my skin would change or something but it seems fine. Chwinga seems to like it. Look at Chwinga.
I think he like looks up at you and like lets go of your finger, and he comes walking towards you. Who's in front? Naya's probably a little bit closer in front. I think the Chwinga comes walking forward and reaches in and pulls out a pamphlet and hands it to you.
Yes.
Chwinga!
Oh, well, thank you very much. I see that Reya has been letting you do some light reading.
Chwinga.
Oh,
and I think
found
he
them
takes
before
another
before we even met. Had pamphlets. So
he like takes another one out and crumples it up and like starts eating it.
Well, we all find the Lord in our own, Clancy in our own way.
I think at this point, like Reggie, like walks up to the group, like he was at a bit of a distance. I think he's still just like trying to like take in Reya as she looks at this point.
Yeah, I'm like moving.
And
for sure.
And is Ask like here separately, like right next to her,
floating like right behind her, up over her shoulder.
Oh, amazing!
And I think he's just gonna like look, like lean, and he's gonna go, You did this to her. You forced her.
No.
Oh,
Totally.
what?
I had to
What
do it.
was it? You?
I had to do.
Little friend.
Hey,
No, don't blame
Easy.
No, not.
No. This can't be. This cannot be happening. This is not.
Listen.
It's not reversible. I don't. We don't have the means of undoing something.
I think you feel a tapping on your leg, Reggie. As you like look down at this little like.
What is it that you want?
Head is like. And his finger like glows blue for a minute, and he just reaches out and he touches you, and Reggie.
Oh my god!
I swear to God, if you cast calm emotions on me.
That's 100%.
He is actually. I'm looking at what I got. Yeah. He proceeds to like cast calm emotions just as good as heroism. You feel this like soothing energy like flow through you. Your like angst, your agitation, your fear muted, and then I think with this other hand he goes, and you see like this little vine come like spiraling out, and a bud appear at the top that then like opens into like these big blue flower petals with this little like yellow inside, and he goes to hand you the flower with this other hand. Chenga.
This little guy is just full of tricks.
Yeah.
Well, don't be rude. Take the flower.
Well, I was not.
I assure you, user Reginald, despite our lack of emotional connection during my time with you, I only have your best interests at mind. Your sustained longevity will only allow me to accumulate more knowledge. I am not an agent of nefarious purpose. I am a tool.
Yes. I think he like looks down and takes the flower, but like really not looking at Chwinga, and just like back at Ask, just like yeah, but he okay.
Yeah, now I can do all the stuff that it could do before, so you know.
Yeah, besides, as Naya's like petting Chenga's head, is just like, besides, if it wasn't Farius in any way or tried to hurt Reya, we just would have to destroy it and smash it the same way we did that other one that tried to kill all of us. So, yeah, it's a good thing that it's not that.
Yeah, please don't try to kill it, because that could just kill me now. So don't try to destroy it.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't do that. Unless
what's that one? That's new one. That's one. Does it need to be bonded to somebody?
Ooh, we didn't ask that. Do you need to be bonded with anyone?
I think that you see like this like cloud of like the kind of the sort of nebula inside of it starts kind of like swirling a little bit and like moving, and I think that it's just like it doesn't say anything.
Oh man, it's back to the whistling again. I must have forgotten how to speak whistle. Not to be rude or anything, Naya says.
You just put your lips together and blow.
Not to be rude or anything, Naya says while looking over at Ask. Not that all orbs might know each other or anything like that, but do you two happen to know each other, being, orbs?
I am unfamiliar with this device. It appears to have been manufactured differently than those from the library.
New orbs.
Goes silent for a minute, and I think that you see like Ask kind of floats past Reya a little bit, and the other orb kind of floats over Chwinga's head, and the pair of them like kind of like are hovering next to each other for a moment, like peering, and I think you see them start like rotating around one another.
Oh my god, is this a meet cute? So you guys said you were being attacked? I guess you
by like these giant bat creatures with wings that said that they wanted to take over the ship, and I thought we were going to attack Ben and Chwinga, so I bonded and we left. Yeah.
Wait, I apologize. What? Who?
Some giant.
I'm Ben. I know I used to go by Zrock's Fool Belter, but I changed my name. In space, you can have any name you want, Professor.
Oh, I leaned down to Chwinga and I said, Chwinga, you can have any name you want. I say this in Aquan. I think I now speak Primordial, if that's even like, you can understand me more. Yeah, if I get an instinct that might be easier. Yeah, but
I think he's like,
any name. What do you want us to call you? I know it's a lot. You don't have to decide now. Think it over.
It's a lot of pressure.
I'll come up with some suggestions, and then you know what? Can you do that? Can you do that flower thing again? Can you do that? He can't do it again?
I think he does. He like starts
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
his finger and it glows a little bit on the end. And rising up
And
out of his hand comes this other flower. Yeah.
Oh, Bud, that's great. We should call you Bud. Yeah.
That's a great name.
And I think at this point you hear ask. Like,
You actually only heard me go like.
Oh, right. Good point.
Just
I
kidding.
wonder what they're saying.
Yeah. No, I'll translate. That is, yeah. You call
I
him
think
Bud.
at this point you hear ask say like,
This orb does not have a large data matrices within it. It appears to be rather newly activated. I believe that it is oriented in some sense towards the orientation of the celestial bodies within this sphere. Our galaxy, as it were. It is in a learning stage.
It's learning.
Indeed.
It's a baby orb.
Also, I am concerned we may not have left all of our passengers when we left Vern.
What do you mean? I'm gonna like to make a perception check for any of these.
and I think it turns. Go ahead and make a perception check. All you guys can make perception checks if you want.
I'm just gonna be like, Jake?
Oh, 9.
9.
Perception.
19.
19. Almost a 25.
One
Naya.
moment, please.
Oh yeah, one moment. Un momento. 17. You like turn and are looking back towards the ship, Reya, but like you're so like kind of relieved that your friends are here in a little.
I'm protecting Bud, so yeah.
Yeah,
like,
good.
very
You gotta
nervous,
protect Bud
Yeah.
as you're like standing in front of them. But I think you, Naya, and Reggie, who have been like really stressed out during your time here on this asteroid for the most part. The donuts were cool. The last few hours have been all right, but stuff was hairy when you got here. You look to the ship. All this is overwhelming. Reggie in like a bit of a distressed state at the state of your friend. And I think that you catch sight of like the shadows of something kind of like moving, figures crawling up onto the top of the Dragonfly, as you get the impression that like perhaps not all of these bat-like creatures that Reya was trying to ditch were in fact successfully ditched. And yeah, I think Naya, you managed to like spot one just as it's like kind of crawls up onto like the top. Like you see its silhouette, the top of its head, like peering down at you as it growls like, ah.
Naya's gonna pull their sword out and just point to the creature and say, the bat things that were trying to take over the ship, did it look exactly like that? Or is this happen to be another type of bat creature that is, coincidentally here?
Impossible to know. And I
Oh my god. With that,
Start a
I'll
question
say,
that orb
So
situation.
good to have you back, Grace. So good to have you back.
that I'll say click your tokens and let's roll initiative real quick.
Dan?
All right, there's my usual
Oh,
4.
Wow, I did really roll a 20, huh? Okay.
yeah.
Well,
You gotta, yeah.
I mean, roll it now, Rich.
Yeah.
Roll it now.
I know. Better initiative than anywhere else, huh?
Mhm.
Let me get my man here. Right. You. Here you go, little buddy.
Oh, Schwingus initiative.
Yeah, I know. You gotta love that. And with that, I think that you all see this figure like stand up on the deck of the ship, peering down at you, like, yeah. And I think you hear the sound of like wood shattering and breaking as suddenly it like wheels around and it is holding Jake's precious ballista, having like ripped it free of the top of the ship, pointing it down at you as it is going to take a shot. Where am I at here? Whoop.
It's shooting us with the ballista?
Yeah, it rips the ballista clean off the mount and like turns, peering it down off the edge of the ship. It's like big enough to just hold it as it's gonna fire the ballista towards you guys. I guess you're right out in front, Naya, so we'll just go right for you. The ballista like fires 19.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
Naya, your shield like flies up. The ballista bolt like hits you, staggering you back the tiniest bit as you like cinch your heels, deflecting this huge bolt up off the top, hurtling back into space as it then growls like, "Yeah, ship mine," and vaults up off the top, casting the ballista aside as it comes like surging down towards the earth, kind of crashing down into the stone. Here, it's gonna take a shot at you with its claws.
It already shot me with a ballista. What more does it want from me?
It sure did. It wants a PC. A 10 is going to be a miss. That's its turn.
If I'm not gonna have the highest HP, I'm gonna be the hardest to hit. That's the trade.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, 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 very fair. As at this point, Chwinga goes, and I think that he's like,
Obliterate, one hit.
Yeah, come on, buddy.
He proceeds to like come darting back a little bit, and hold on one second here. He's going to grab a hold of your leg as he darts past you, Reya.
Yeah, great.
And he is going to proceed to like he slaps your leg, and you feel this like energy like kind of flow through you. Hang on one second. Looking up things. And yeah, you feel like energy kind of like surge through you. And yeah, you proceed to gain 10 temporary hit points. Yeah.
Amazing.
As he comes like darting all the way back here.
And I'm blessed?
Yes, correct.
Cool.
That's his turn. Professor, you're up on 15.
Okay, as I unmute, so that you did not have to hear me eating cinnamon rolls.
Ooh.
Okay. Goodness. One should have thought I had a plan here, but I do not. This thing is big.
It's pretty big. It's beefy. It's a beefy guy.
Goodness. I guess. Oh no, the challenges of having prepared spells. I think he's got to try it. I think Reginald has to reach out, pull out his decoder wheel, spin it, and then blast energy at this creature and attempt to cast banishment.
Baby.
Not to nerf the DM fight here, but we're gonna need a charisma saving throw, please.
Indeed you are. Saving throw, of which I am not particularly terrific at. And 17?
That succeeds. Let me see if the Shadow Chronicle or the I'm trying to remind myself if the Astromancy Archive does what I think it does.
Oh yeah, it does a couple different things.
You see, makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. You can use your reaction to expend one charge, force the creature roll a d4, and apply the numbers roll as a bonus or penalty to the original roll. DM is going to regret giving me this tool. I'm going to use my reaction to activate the Astromancy Archive. And roll. I need you, Rich, to roll a d4 and subtract that from your roll.
Big roll, 2, bringing it down to 15.
That is now a fail.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
Brutal. it's going to use its reaction and engage its precognition, which alternatively, when they get on, fails a saving throw and misses with the weapon attack, it can re-roll the roll. I'm going to make another charisma saving throw.
Boy, this is the ultimate like match.
Zero. Is that actually -2? Like there's the
That's
-2?
amazing. A -2.
Yes.
That's
Fly?
incredible.
Yes, it's a -2 to its roll. I knew this was like the worst possible way for me to use that ability, but hey, baby, with that, you hear a popping sound as this creature vanishes.
I turn. Can I turn? You banished it. I was gonna banish it. Wow, that's great. We'll have to chat about that later. Yeah.
Yes. Are we certain that there's only one of them?
I don't know. I'm making. Well, it's on my turn. Yeah.
That's it. That's all Reggie has. I mean, he's like,
It's pretty good.
He's like,
I mean,
basically
yeah,
now he's like, hands on the brain, try and
Yeah.
like concentrate.
Movement, anything else?
Does it return once the spell ends?
Not if it's not from
Or-
this plane. I don't think. Which
I think Reg takes like one step away from the dragonfly and then almost like tips over and falls down the stairs.
Yeah.
But does not. That's his turn.
I think you feel this little like bump from behind, Reg, as you realize like the orb kind of like bumps into the middle of your back. Like tries to kind of like prop you back up. That's Reg's turn.
Oh, that's a good
on-
orb.
It really is, right? He's such a sweet little guy. On Ben's turn, meanwhile, I think that Ben is going to. Where did I go with my old Ben here? Right. Ben proceeds to also come like shifting back and is just like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm really glad to see you again, Naya. Things got a little bit weird without you on that ship. And he's giving you bardic inspiration, Naya. So you have a D8 that you can use anytime within the next 10 minutes.
Thank you. I mean, it seems like everything worked out pretty well. You got some new friends. Look at that guy. Look at Bud. He seems great.
Yeah.
Naya waves to him.
Seems great. He sure does, doesn't he? Okay. Reya, hold on a second. I think that you were up. You're up.
I'll just hold a trident attack if it comes back, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're holding.
It would have been
trident
like
attack.
here, right? So I would have had to. Yeah. I'll move up one space and hold a trident attack.
Got it. You like step up into the space waiting for it. Naya, you're up on 4.
Naya's gonna lower their hands and just be like, okay, great. Well, I'm glad that problem is solved. So can we get back to discussing going into one of these portals now? Because that was definitely the deal. So, Doc, Lux, I'm gonna jump in one of these portals. That's it.
Love to see it. We roll back through. I think on the Tringa's turn, he proceeds to like jump up and like start. Actually, no, he can't reach the back because the hatch isn't down. So he's gonna like come like shuffling over here and proceed to like grab onto one of the legs and start like climbing back up onto the ship.
Yeah. Okay, be careful. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think he like looks waving back to you like plant.
No, wait, if there's more, there's more. Oh, see, yeah, but if there's more, they're gonna be that way. Hold on. Don't go any further.
And I think he stops like
Yeah.
I think he like freezes solid as he's like peering back at you, like
Right.
just clinging to the side of the ship, kind of Spider-Man style.
Great.
And it's at this point on 16.1 that we hear like as coming up around the side of the ship, you see a silhouette and you think for a second, like, oh, this is totally another one of those fucking things. Oh no. And then you see it rise up onto the ship, looming up over Twinga. And as you look out and actually get a look at this thing, you realize it's similarly built as the last one, the same kind of like style and structure, though it appears to be like forged almost from total stone. And its head is like a pure kind of like hammer block. That's all it has on top of its face for a head. As it like stands up on the top of the ship, And
Lock.
lunges
Lock.
down off of the ship into the like middle of you all here. Hang on one second. What do I do?
Hey,
in
you
here?
said a bat creature. This is like a stone creature.
Right. It comes like surging down off the top of the ship, and it's very much focused for you, Reginald, as it's going to try to head slam you. It just like lunges, its arms go behind its back, the wings. You're like panicked for a moment, Reya, as you see it like not even phased by Twinga clinging to the side of the ship. He doesn't care about Bud at all. His head like just hammering down for Reginald. 23.
Ooh, yes, that hits.
Okay, I need for you to make a strength saving throw.
Reya, you also have your action that you held to attack.
I think I said that I was waiting for the thing to return, and therefore I don't think I get. I did think about other things that were like it, but I don't think I actually said that. So
I
Yeah.
was parsing it that you were waiting for this guy to pop back in.
Yep.
Strength saving throw is a fail. Reginald, you are knocked prone. I think you fall down
the stairs.
100%. 100%.
As you, oh gosh, you're a big boy, but you managed to take the hit well as you stumble over the stairs, like kind of cartwheeling backwards for another like 10 feet, like boom, smashing down hard on the stairs. I do need you to make a concentration check on your banishment. Difficulty is only 10. You're good. Okay, cool. As you like hit the ground, that was that guy's action. When he uses a diving head slam.
Sorry, did I actually take damage from the hit? The initial
I apologize. Yes, you take 20 bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
Okay.
And he then is allowed to use his tremor as a bonus action. So as he like knocks Reginald back, you just see it all of a sudden start going like one of those like weird like water ducks that keeps dipping its nose as he starts like frantically slamming his head into the ground. So I need everybody within 20 feet of him, that's all of you guys, to make dex saving throws, except for Twinga and the orbs. So Reya and Naya and Ben.
Reya gets a +4, but 19 is pretty probably good. Yeah. You said a dex save? Oh,
yes.
God, of all the saves.
I'm assuming
Yes,
even
thank
rolling down the stairs, Reg does a dex save.
No, you're good because you're already prone.
Yeah. Can't be knocked down if you're already down.
Yep, you made it. You made it. Everybody makes their saving throws. None of you are knocked prone or suffer any kind of additional damage. That was its attack. That was its bonus action. It uses its second attack for a wing buffet that just kind of like flaps out to smash Naya from behind. That's a critical one. I think that the wind buffet like just surges it forward a little bit. It like stumbles and is like almost falling, kind of teetering at the top of the stairs. That's this thing's turn. Professor, you're up on 15.
Yeah. Yet again, the wizard is unprepared. I think that I think Reginald is going to can't do that. Can't do that. That's concentration.
Concentration. Yeah.
Concentration. Interesting. I think he's going to just go ahead and stand up first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to look up the stairs, like get to the point where like he's kind of looking up and that thing is like kind of leering over the edge of the stairway, or at least like visible toward the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to reach into his forehead and pull out a beam of psychic energy and flick it at him and cast the psychic lance.
Intelligence saving throw.
This thing can't be too smart.
That's a
It's
big
It's a literal blockhead.
Mm-hmm. Oh my. Okay. Reginald, it fails its saving throw as you fire the psychic lance out of it. I swear to you, I did not plan this. It is immune to psychic damage. As you see the like lance hit into it, and it just like, and the hammerhead is like peering down at you, faceless, eyeless, mouthless. It is unfazed by your psychic damage.
Yeah, and I think it's
so
fair to
block-headed,
assume
it
because
has
it's
no brain.
I think it's fair to assume because it's a psychic effect that if it's immune to psychic damage, it'll also be immune to the incapacitation effect of the psychic lance. And I think this mystifies Reginald. And he throws it and it just like passes right through him. And I think he just goes, "What?"
You do immediately identify that this thing is a construct for whatever it's worth, Professor. That is your turn. You still have movement and a bonus action. Anything else?
Great question. I am going to I'm gonna run up the stairs here. And do I have a bonus action that I can use? This is always my thing as a wizard. We're gonna say no. That's my turn.
Okay, that's your turn. Ben goes. He proceeds to like, oh, I don't believe this. As he like raises up his little crossbow and is like, I've got this. Ka-tunk. The crossbow fires 22.
Yeah.
Solid hit.
Good job, Ben.
A little bit of stone like flaking off this thing. It's clearly resistant to damage from non-magical weapons, but like some stone like flakes off the side of the thing as he like turns looking to you like, come on, Professor, you can do it. You've got this. And he's going to kick you a bardic inspiration as well, Professor. So it's you and Naya both holding inspiration. That's Ben's turn. He moves back a little bit and is just like, oh, holy hell, what's on the other side of this portal? Reya, you're up on 6.
One of the spells I would like to use, I'm a little nervous that it won't work. It's not that it's psychic damage, but it is necrotic damage. But let's try it. So I'm going to actually, though, go 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. Am I flanking with Reg?
Yes.
I'm going to try. I think I'll just do it at first level for now because I'm worried that if it's immune to it, that's a waste of my spell. So a first level inflict wounds, add advantage plus bless is what I'm going to do.
Okay. Add advantage.
Oh, no, 20. A dirty 20 plus 4 because that advantage 21.
Hits. You reach out and grab like the stone on the back of this thing's wing hinge.
For 14 necrotic damage.
And with that, Reya, you see like the stone around where you touch this thing begins to like go brittle and like almost like this chalk dust falling off of it as like it's like sags for a minute, its head whipping back around. It clearly is taking full damage from necrotic energy.
Okay, and then bonus action, I'll also pull out chompers.
Chompers. Oh gosh, I forgot about him. He does
just
not have advantage, so 12's gonna be a miss.
Brutal. That's it. Let's put him there.
I think you hear the accumulating shadow chronicle like,
I have scanned the ship. There are no additional life forms or constructs about to attack.
Great.
Naya, you're up on 4.
So within the 6 seconds of the creature appearing, jumping, and smashing its face into the ground, Naya's eyes, almost like on instinct for a moment, like from what happened last time, just flash yellow and unintentionally just cast almost Shield of Faith on themselves for bonus action.
Love it.
So got that, and then once they've stabilized themselves, they're just gonna run their hand across their sword and just channel divinity. So I'll have my sacred weapon going, which will give me extra to attack when I attack again the next time. But that is an action and bonus action.
Okay, got it. The Yathan is still held in banishment. You've still got your concentration up. He doesn't get new saving throws every turn. The Bud's gonna go. Chingu. He proceeds to like, he's looking down and he's like, plant. And you just see him like scrabble up over the edge of the ship. And I think you hear the voice of Ask from top like,
I will ensure his safety. Fear not.
As you
Great.
lose sight of Twinga while he darts over the edge of the ship, which brings us back around to the blockhead, who is now surrounded as the three of you are on all sides. I think he's going to whip around head slam for you, Reya.
Mm-hmm.
You just hit him with this necrotic thing. He did not love 19.
Yeah, that hits.
I need you to make a strength saving throw, DC 15. You're going to take 23 points of bludgeoning damage, Reya, as this hammering skulk smashes into you, driving you back up against the wall behind you.
16.
Yeah, you hold your ground. You are not knocked prone as you slide along the wall.
How much damage, right? 23.
3. Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's going to kick out a wing buffet for the professor on the backside. The wing slaps back out to you, Professor. 18.
18. I should know my AC at this point.
Yeah, they fluctuate.
Interesting question. 18 would hit, but he's definitely going to use something here. Give me a moment.
Fair,
Here.
no problem. You got a lot of options with your
Reggie
shield.
has a lot of options for how to make this work.
You got a lot of reaction things. Yeah.
I do. I could add +2 to my AC using Arcane Deflection, which I never use. No. In fact, he is going to... Let's see if I've prepared it. Yes, he is going to cast Shield as reaction.
Okay.
His AC is now 23. It does not hit.
That's his action. That was his turn. Professor, you're up.
Goodness, so many choices. I think seeing that straight up energy and damage is doing some stuff. I think Reg is going to... Yeah, he's not about that life. I think he is going to... Give me a minute.
No problem. I got exciting new monsters if it's not clear yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we're very excited about this. I'm trying to decide if he's just going to take the hit or he's not going to take the hit. If he's going to Misty Step or if he's going to... I think Reg is concerned about losing concentration. So I think he's going to bonus action Misty Step.
Okay.
And I think he's going to Misty Step over next to Ben.
Okay.
And I think he'll just say, good day. And then cast Chromatic Orb at 3rd level at the creature.
Nice.
Let's go with lightning damage.
Lightning it is.
And he will activate the he's going to go ahead and activate the whatever you call it, the Clockwork Amulet, in order to ensure a 10 on the die roll. So that's going to be a 19 to hit.
Hits.
That is a total of 32 points of lightning damage.
Wow.
Whoa.
As lightning
Boom, boom.
explodes around this guy. Where did my sheet go? Hang on 1 second. Sorry. There I am.
And I will actually pump in 3 more point. Nope. Is it 3 more? What's my proficiency? 4 more points of damage as Reggie burps and a power surge comes out of him.
I love it. So that's 36 points of lightning damage.
That is correct.
Reginald, as the lightning surges all around it, you're a bit shocked to see that it appears to be resistant, at least to that damage, but nonetheless, stone flaking off. It took some damage. It seems battered. This...
He suddenly briefly thinks, where's that Schwinga thing that will calm my emotions at this point?
Yeah.
Because I am enraged.
I love it.
Reg Barian.
Mhm.
We're good. That's the end of my turn.
Reginald Frybottom, Rage Mage. I love it. Ben goes, he's next to you like, we got this thing's number, Professor. Don't you worry about it. As he brings his crossbow back up, firing again. Ben,
Hell yeah! Old Ben, wrecking shop.
We got him right where we want him, Professor. Again, doing another little bit of resistant damage, but every little bit counts as Stone like flakes off the side. He's like reloading, like, everybody's doing great. We're all going to take care of this. We don't even need Doc and Lux in case that they're hearing this. We're fine. We really don't need any help. He's like yelling as it goes. Reya, you are up.
I like what I did last time, so I'm going to move this way, so I'm flanking.
Okay.
But I would like to upcast this. This is going to be a 4th level inflict wounds, please. At advantage, plus bless. Come on.
Nice.
Yeah, hits.
Yeah, okay.
4th level inflict wounds.
Mhm.
Oh boy. For 30
20
points of
30,
necrotic damage, you watch as like these spider webs kind of like run through the stone of this thing. It's like crackling a little bit.
I think the two of you are probably like, my eyes. It's just like it's like surging out of me now. This like demonic shadow, orb,
Reya, that is your action as you circle around and like just tag it with the necrotic touch. Bonus action.
Yeah, chompers. Oh,
wow, the off crit on
Balanced and all
Chomper.
the
Christmas
things.
roll.
Chomper's like surging
so
in, and this thing's wing just like kind of drives it back as it were.
trying to clamp
away.
on steel,
Yeah, really.
No, that's it. I'll hold
Naya,
my position.
You were up.
Can
on
I?
four.
Sorry, could I actually have been there because the orb was there? Sorry, I didn't even ask that question.
Yeah, the orb floats, and I think, interestingly, as you come around, it like shifts
Yeah,
next to you,
correct.
as it were.
Yeah.
And I think that it as you step in next to it, you hear like, "Good day."
Oh, yeah, it is a good day, and I like
Yeah.
grab the thing. Yeah.
Naya, you're up.
Cool. So I will finally start swinging. Swing number 1. That is actually +4, so 20.
Hits.
Actually, that's with the 18 is 20. Sorry, I didn't even realize that it's flanking.
No problem.
Yeah.
So that first hit is just 10 points of damage. And then second hit. It's 21.
Hits for another 12.
Yeah. How does those hits feel against it, by the way?
Yeah, I
But
mean, your sword is like chopping into rock, it's like certainly like hard and it's a formidable opponent, but they are landing true. The magic of your blade cleaving away at this construct.
Okay. With the second hit, though, the sound of thunder will ring out as I'll use level 2 divine
Thunder
smite.
and lightning.
Heck yeah.
Cool. And I think that's 2d8, unless there's something about this thing I don't know.
No, 3d8 for a second level spell. It starts at a base 2d8.
Oh, right. Yes, 3d8. Oh, it's 4
not-
unless I had something I don't know.
Yeah, it's not demonic or anything. Nope.
Cool.
Or undead.
For an extra 11.
Yeah, and so I think as we see like Naya pulls out Iron Reeve, the blade is like glowing with your divine energy. As you cleave in the second one, the smite rips, you just hear this like low chuckling. Ha ha! Good to see you again, Firbolg. We've been hunting dragons in your absence, but this will do for now. Ha ha ha! Naya, that's your action. Bonus action, anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yep, he's hiding up in his plant. This guy's gonna go. I think as you have just cleaved it, Naya, he does not love this, and so he's gonna wheel around and try to give you the head slam.
Come on and slam.
20! You bring your shield up, Naya, the shield of faith in front of you, and you feel the force of this thing's hammerhead just smashes into the shield, blasting through your Shield of Faith. There's going to be some damage. Naya, you take 42 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need a strength saving throw.
Sorry, 42. I just
42.
Have to do math.
Yep.
So that's -2, -4. It's not so bad.
That's
not great. You said strength saving throw?
Yes, sir. DC 15.
16.
A creature wearing magical armor has advantage on this saving throw, which you do, and you are. 16, you hold your footing. You are not knocked prone, as then its wing flails out behind it for Reya. 11 is going to be a miss. The wings like flapping like kind of violently as you're like deking and dodging around. That is its action. Brings us to the professor.
Wow, we're moving quickly, and I am not prepared.
Don't worry about it. Neither was I. Who could have expected any of this, Professor? You've got his number.
Yes.
Give him the old pop.
Dude, pop. What's the pop?
I'm not sure. You're the one with all the tricks. I've just got this crappy crossbow.
Fine. And I think he like turns and like wiggles his bow tie, out of which 5 darts of magic missile emerge.
Oh,
And I think he'll just say, "How about a pop?" Pop?
That's going to be what? 6, 8, 11, 15?
Yeah. Those are terrible rolls.
Reginald, it's immune to force damage, so it doesn't matter. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Just do full damage as all 5 missiles come streaking from your bow tie, hammering into this guy.
I'd already forgotten it. I'd already like just dropped it out of my brain that Reggie can't hit anything with this creature. So I would have bought it. I would have taken the bait.
All 5 darts like surge around chompers, like pop, like stone chips like flying everywhere. It is notably looking like very cracked, damaged, battered at this point. Reggie, as that was your action, you got movement and a bonus.
No bonus action. We're good here.
Okay,
Rich.
yes.
Keeping things honest. I was hit. I need to roll concentration check.
You sure do for your Shield of Faith. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
The DC would be, you took 42 points of damage, so it's either 10 or half the damage. It's a DC of 21 on your con save, which
27.
you handily
Wow.
I have a +10 to every con roll. Or save roll.
Yeah. Naya is not looking to drop concentration ever. As Ben goes, he's like,
I need to get a bigger crossbow, Professor.
well, he brings this thing up like, ka-tunk. Finally, Ben misses the like bolt deflecting off of it. Yep, that's his turn. He doesn't have a great, well, whatever. I think he yells to you like,
Come on, Reya, finish him off. You can do this.
he's going to give you Bardic Inspiration as well, Reya, just to round out the team, and you're up.
Okay, well, then I'll do the same thing I did last time, which is cast it at 4th level, because I'm blessed and I have Bardic Inspiration.
Wow, 4th level, inflict wounds with Bless and Bardic Inspiration. 27, just
That's
hit.
without, yeah, 4th level.
Wow.
Amazing.
Holy crap.
39 points of necrotic damage. Reya, what does it look like?
Oh, just I think right, like from the eyes, like the whole, like even like down to the arm, through the arms, and then this like necrotic energy, demonic shadow orb energy, just crumbles the rest of it.
You see this like black energy almost like surge out of Reya's fingers as she makes contact with this thing, Professor. It like spider webs and like cracks to like blackness, the empty darkness of shadows, just like in every last facet as the rocks like crumble and tumble to the ground. And I think notably you just see rising up over the ship the purplish eye of the accumulating shadow chronicle staring across to you, Professor, from above the ship as Reya stands over the shattered body. With that, Naya, you're up. Your opponent seems to have been destroyed.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, lay on hands, I guess.
Oh yeah, cool.
Um, yeah.
Not to like take away or tank anything, but I feel like a concentration check is due for Reginald in this situation.
Go for it. I think that's super fair. If Reg is like rattled, then you may make it.
I don't know that it's going to make a difference. I don't want to say that out loud, but
on my turn, I also would have my bonus action. I'll just touch the Clancy symbol to regain a spell slot.
Oh, cool. Okay, you burn a channel divinity. You were touching yourself for a leg on a fan. Sorry, 30 years. It never gets old. Like I've been saying it for so long. Professor, with the 16, I would imagine that makes concentration. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
You're like startled for a minute, and I think you feel like Ben's hand on your side, like
She volunteered as tribute. She wasn't bullied into it or anything. I'm with you though. It's a little disconcerting.
Oh, she wouldn't do it if it didn't make sense.
She got us out of there real quick, Professor. There were 50 or 60 of those big bat-looking boogie things. By the way, is that one coming back?
No.
We hear this popping sound as your concentration runs out, the minute ending. The bat-like creature vanished.
Oh.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, I could do all that stuff before, but it felt really good this time. Sometimes I feel a little weird.
Great.
Yeah. I ask. Where's Bud? Is he just in Seed? Just hanging out with Seed? That's fine.
He is apparently melded with the dirt or the plant. I am uncertain. This
Wait,
falls
what?
outside my area of expertise.
Oh, I'm running up to see what that means.
Melding
Melding with the dirt? Is
that
this it?
sounds weird, and I want to know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so just like that, Naya and Reya like take off, like darting for the inside of the ship to make their way up to the top. Professor, what are you doing?
Meanwhile, the professor is darting downstairs in order to make sure that Doc and Lux are okay because they've not answered the call, leaving this entire level just with like the dead hammer beast that was like the scene of this huge combat, and now we're all darting in opposite directions.
Excellent. As the professor goes charging down the stairs, Ben, I think, following you. Naya and Reya, you guys dart out onto like the top deck of the ship. You come climbing up through the hatch. You climb up through the next hatch, emerging up onto the top. And so right towards the back where like the big couch is, is the seed pod that Lux has had Doc affix firmly to the outer deck such that it will not like tear loose in your journeys through space. And I think that Ask is like hovering next to it, and all you see really is the plant itself that is Seed sitting here. And I think that you just hear Ask, like the Accumulating Shadow Chronicles, like
it is as though he merged with the plant itself.
I forget. Can we normally speak with or do I need to? Have I been casting speak with animal or?
No, you can just talk to the plant. Yeah, it's in a magical pot that allows it to talk. That's why it's like such a special thing. Yeah.
Where is the swing up Seed? Where is it?
And I think that you just see the plant like as you hear its voice like replying back to you.
I am not sure. It's inside.
And I think that like it like burps and you just see this like blue kind of like smoke almost roll out and like bumbling out of its mouth, landing like thud in the dirt at the bottom of the pot comes like the little Twinga,
Twinga, Bud, what are you doing in there? What are you doing?
Home.
Wait, home or hub?
Home.
Did
You live are you from
did
dirt?
This come from the plant?
Twinga.
This plant you came. I look back at Seed and look back at Chwinga and be like, it grew rubies before, right? It didn't grow.
Yeah, why didn't you
Am
say
I remembering
anything?
that correctly?
You could have told us.
Yeah, yeah.
about it.
It's got all these rubies almost like coming to fruit. The rubies look like really big. They're filling out like quite nice. The ruby's going to be ready to harvest any day now. You feel like. And so Seed is just like, I have never seen this thing.
You live in dirt? Until what?
The eye looked upon us at the ruin. At the place we left.
Yeah.
It came poking and digging. I do not know this thing.
Wait, is this the seed that Lux traded and put in this? Is that the same thing? Is this the?
That's a different seed.
Oh my god, there's too many seeds.
That's just named seed.
Didn't we get Seed at the same time? This is the same time we rescued you.
Yes, this
yeah.
plant came from the collector. It was one of like in the collector's
Oh,
collection,
right.
and that it grows rubies. And Lux took it and planted it in the magic pot that you got from Ben's shop the first time you met him, which allows plants to talk. Yeah.
But where you're not from there. You're from somewhere else. I do feel like I am thinking now that we may have kidnapped Chwinga, but I'm gonna think about that one later.
Home.
But if its home is in the plant, then
do you mind? Does it bother you? If...
Yes.
Oh God.
no.
Okay, well we gotta find some dirt, I think. Lux!
Oh my god, we're gonna go to Dirt World.
Can I insight? Yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want to insight check?
No, I'm insight check. Is he like is he saying that like the dirt is like he doesn't matter?
Make an insight check on Chwinga.
Does it matter where his home is, or is he very concerned that he's not home? Is basically
No, make an insight check.
I'll use guidance as well.
24.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He seems thrilled to be on the ship. He was very happy to get back on the ship. He seems like very excited. I think that he's like, as he's standing there, he's dancing a little bit, his feet like tapping on the deck, like, home.
Yeah, we're gonna get you some dirt, buddy. Yeah.
As the professor having like charged down the stairs, I think that Ben is with you, and he's just like,
I don't know, it got pretty dicey there for a second, big guy. Reya was flying the ship, and she's really good, but she's no Lux. And then those things started showing up everywhere, and then Chwinga, he broke out the apparatus of Hux, and he ate all your cheese.
It's always dicey, especially the cheese. Lux, Doc.
yeah, we're down here. That's my really bad Lux impression.
I love it.
It's good. It's good. They're back. Come back up the stairs.
So I think that with that, is you're like standing on the kind of lower level above the staircase. You see Doc coming first, Waffle like flying over her shoulder. Doc has this big bundled book under her arm and is like, this book's got a lot in it, Reg. I might like to go over some of it with you. There's designs, things maybe for the ship. I don't know, but well. And I think she looks back towards like Lux as you see Lux like coming up from behind Doc and Waffle. And Lux is very much wearing the portal tiara, or dared we call it a crown, as the Orbis has separated from it. And so she's got like this ring around her head that's got all these woven like kind of metals into it and the symbology. And I think Lux is just like, Ulanarix is gone. She showed us how to use the portals, how to move the whole thing. I think probably we should seal this thing up again, at least put a roof on it. The dragon said that, well, things can come out of those portals and just come wandering in here. And if we are going to leave, that probably we should seal it up before we go. but I agreed.
That certainly makes some sense. Can you do that?
Reya! Is Reya here? Where's Reya?
Up there.
Is there been enough time? Am I close or am I not?
I think you guys are still mucking around
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
deck. It's like the run down the stairs was about that.
Where's
Yep.
dirt? How is there no dirt around here?
I think like Reginald is like just does like a brief look at Lux to see like does she know how to close the portals?
And she's like, I think Lux is like, takes the crown off this like ring holding it and is like, we need the orb and the ring to change the portals. Where they go, I mean. But just the ring, I can seal it off again. I can put the walls of force back. I agreed. We let Ulanerics go to rest. I think that we're in charge here now.
Oh, goodness. Well, this is certainly going to be an adventure.
Reya, where's my ship?
And I think that she goes like racing past you up the stairs, and Doc kind of looks at you and shrugs like, I think it'll be fine.
Figure it out somehow.
And so with that, I think that the group of you up on top of the deck of the ship have like done, and you hear the voice of Lux like yelling for you as she comes like racing up. She's holding this like ring in her hand that appears to be made of like steel and copper. It's got all this like mithril and silver kind of like woven in around it. It's strange. It looks like a kind of like crown perhaps, right? As you like get a look at it. But yeah, Lux and Doc and Waffle and everybody like comes like emerging up from downstairs. All
Because
of you,
they're like up the stair, and I lean and I'm like, Lux, where do you keep all the dirt?
I mean, it's in my room under the bed.
That'll be
Of course
perfect.
it is.
And so you guys tell me, is there anything more you all want to do as you're regrouping and gathering up on your ship tonight?
Short rest.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Oh man. I don't know what. I literally don't know what. So I think that's probably a good spot.
So I think that, dare I say, that is where we will leave our adventurers today, as the group of you are all reuniting, filing back onto the Dragonfly. Lux like holding this like portal crown, and as the lot of you all like make your way up onto the upper deck, and you're looking at Chwinga next to the talking plant named Seed, the two orbs, old Ben, like you realize the ship is a little bit battered, that these things did a little bit of a number.
The ballista's gone.
Yeah, the ballista is like ripped completely off, you know. I think that like that's got to get moved out underneath, and Lux like putting the portal onto her head as you're up on the deck of the ship, like looking down. I think her eyes close, and you almost see her go entirely translucent for a moment. This like thin outline of her as like cascading out from her almost are these like ripples in the light that just like kind of wash over the myriad asteroid, and as it were, this like wall of force that had enclosed it in entirety before expands out across the ceiling, and while you all can see down into these portals from above, it is once again enclosed, safe from invaders from the outside. And with that,
I think Reg looks over to Naya and says, I'm sorry, my friend. There will be another time. But that
Wait.
does count as one.
I'm confused. Wait, just Kevin here. You're talking about jumping into a portal?
Yeah, I think like Reg like recognizes that like all Naya wanted to do from the moment that they got on this meteor was jump into one of these portals. And I think we're at a place now where like they're getting sealed back up and we may be flying away. I don't know. But I think if that's the case, I think Reg would gently place his hand on Naya's shoulder and apologize.
Naya will look at the portals and give a deep sigh and just say, well, only one to go then. Burning through these dares very quickly.
Yeah, really. And I think that, yeah, with that, that's what we'll leave our adventurers today. Of all of you reunited on the ship, we will determine where you are going next time as you're still parked on top of this asteroid with your slightly battered spaceship and a few new acquaintances, accumulations, hangers, honors, as it were. But this was super fun, you guys. It was really good to have you back. Thanks for being patient, everyone, while we got started. Yep.
Can't even blame Lux for the new additions on all the
No.
accumulating NPCs.
Yes, our ever-growing NPC list.
Yeah.
We'll see. You know, we could get rid of a few of them at any point.
Any given moment. Yeah, easily abandoned.
Well,
Grace is like, don't you touch my chewing gum, buddy.
Hey, look at that Rania 422 in the chat.
Don't even.
Amazing.
all right.
Cool. Grace,
Cool.
good to have you back. I
Yes.
hope that was fun, you guys.
It's very fun. Yes.
Cool.
I'm
Very
so excited someone bonded would ask.
I was like, I don't think there's another way out of this. So that's it. Rich got me pretty good.
There could have been. I didn't mean to like make it a complete foregone conclusion.
No, it's good. It was fun. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Reya has wanted to do this for a while.
I anticipate
The idea of
more
being
duress,
smarter,
but-
was very, I think, endearing to Reya, and so the fact that it actually didn't change her intelligence score at all is very funny, I think.
It's pretty great, actually. You do have access to like all of its information. We could talk about the mechanics of it, right? But it's given you like access to a few additional abilities now that you bonded with it. So that's great. It's slightly battered spaceship. That's right. Lux in the chat. We see you there. Slightly battered. That's what happens. You miss a session. I burn the treehouse down, you know, that's my go-to move, Taylor. So anyway, this was super fun, you guys. It's good to be back. We're going to play again next week. We're shifting back to Tuesdays. We're going to play Tuesday next week. I know probably not all of you can make it, but we have a special guest joining us, which should be pretty fun and may offset some of the sadness at missing some of our folks. Next week will be the official finale of season 2 of Dragonfly, and we'll see what happens from there. But fun plans for the future. Yeah.
Very fun.
Cool. Gosh, before we go, I should ask you guys what you have going on. Kevin, what do you got going on in the world? Anything you want to like hype up?
The usual. You can check out everything super. We're covering DCEU. We've done Man of Steel. We're about to do Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice,
R.I.P.
the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, what a... Can I say movie? Is it a movie? What an incredible thing that happened.
I think it's the cinema or film is the correct.
Yes, what a cinema. Beyond that, you can of course check out the Who Way podcast where Melissa, Adam, and I are talking Doctor Who. We're about to head into the 3rd season of the new era, which is David Tennant's 2nd. New companion joining up as Rose Tyler just bid farewell. And I was on the Wednesday podcast with Melissa to talk about the finale of that show and the series as a whole. That was a huge blast with Marissa and Latanya. And I think that's mainly it. What am I watching? Am I watching anything to plug right now? I don't know. Abbott Elementary. Always watch Abbott Elementary. Phenomenal show. Very funny. I think it just is about to go on to its like winter break, so it's a great time to catch up on the 2nd season. So yeah, that's what you got for me.
Awesome. Troy, how about you? Anything you want to hype up or anything in the world that we should be paying attention to? Or
Oh, what a great, wonderful prompt, my friend. No, I'm going to shamelessly promote podcasts that I am going to be on. So this coming Sunday, I will be recording a double dose of Wiggler with our friend Josh Wiggler and the post-show recaps world. We got 2 podcasts coming, baby. We have the second episode of our Tulsa King coverage. It's a show on Paramount Plus wherein Sylvester Stallone plays a mobster. Figure that one out. So we're through about, I think, 5 episodes now, and Josh and I are taking this in chunks. So it's going to be our second podcast about episodes probably 4 through 6 is my guess. And then we are going to get back together to talk about Only Murders in the Building. A little bit of an end of year podcast recapping with a special guest who will remain nameless for the moment. But
Steve Martin?
Yeah.
Nice pull.
It's Steve Short.
What a get.
Steve Selena Short. We're very excited to check in with someone who's gotten a chance to watch the whole series now, and I don't know, it'll be nice to dip back into the Arconia of it all. So you can look for that on post-show recaps. Other than that, those of us who hate the dark weather, do what you got to do to find the joy and find the light, and be kind to one another.
Grace, how about you? You're always busy.
I wrapped up a couple of Netflix shows. Those podcasts went on post-show recaps. First, The Crown with Shannon Gus, and then 1899. But Rich, Aaron, and I were not done talking about German Netflix shows. We're going to go back to the caves of Vinden and watch Dark. Full spoiler pod. We're going to spoil the whole thing as we go back. Very exciting. Post-show recaps theater. Very exciting time. Avatar Way of Water drops this week, and I think we'll be doing at least 3 pods on it. We did a preview pod, spoiler-free reaction pod, and then a full spoiler pod on that. It's a very busy fall as all these movies, blockbusters come out, even though nobody goes to the movies. But maybe Avatar Way of Water. I predicted on the preview pod that Avatar Way of Water will make $2 billion. So people go. I think it's the people will go to to the movies for it. But that's
I am rooting against you. I'm sorry.
Really? Why? Capitalism. Come on, baby.
Spite.
Yeah.
Spite.
Yeah. Just spite.
That movie's
Pure
existence.
spite.
Honestly, yeah. Not you. Not spite on you, but that movie existing, spite towards it. That's why.
No,
You know
it's
what?
a long time coming. Look, he invests so much time in these movies, and they always overperform.
I hate to sound like T-Dub, but
Swimming
honestly,
underwater most of the time.
Dude
He
makes
wasn't
good movies.
really working on this.
There's literally has not been. I have not seen a single negative thing about the movie since the thing was people went to see the premiere. Apparently it's just
Conspiracy
very good,
theory. That's what I said.
All right,
I
all
got
right.
everyone singing its praises
All right.
because Hollywood needs to make its money, and James Cameron is their baby boy. They've not been doing well in theaters recently. Last week was the lowest month in. Good Lord, lowest week? How long?
Hey, I do a movie podcast.
Every movie is a conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
Every movie is a conspiracy. They literally take ones and zeros inside of a piece of machinery and convince you that you're living somewhere else and viewing something. That's a grand conspiracy to me.
There's 2 movies this year. The only movies that they're making right now, they're making superhero movies. They're making big IP, and then horror movies are doing kind of well, not billions, $1 billion, but whatever. And then also movies about movies. There's Empire of Light and The Fablemans and
They're
Babylon.
always
all
making
movies about movies.
Movies about movies. That's Hollywood's favorite thing. It's that's
Big
their
IP was
Oscars
my
right
rapper
there.
name.
Big IP. Cheers.
There was good horror this year, though. I will
Was
say
good.
that.
Anyway,
I
yes.
really like the horror a lot.
Actually, Aaron and I were doing a Push Recaps Theater year in review, and I'm sure we'll get into a bunch of this stuff. Okay, also roll call board game trivia show over on Rob is a podcast. We play board games with Rahap and PSR personalities, so check that out. We've played Settlers of Catan and Spyfall and Clue and all sorts of stuff, so check that out over on the Rob is a podcast channels. I'm on Twitter at Hi From Grace, as long as Twitter exists.
Love it. Yeah, I'm DM Philly. Go follow me on Twitter at DM Philly. Twitter's still alive, hasn't died yet, so you might as well just go follow me there. Hit me up. My DMs are open. You can talk about all the stuff. I'm podcasting about Willow with Taylor. I'm podcasting about his Dark Materials with Dr. Melissa Woodward. I'm very excited to dive into this Dark rewatch with Grace and Ariel. I'm talking about Yellowstone with Josh Wiggler in the other corner of your little Tulsa King universe. So good stuff. A lot of podcasts happening. A lot of fun year in review podcasts coming in the next couple weeks. Thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. Thank you players for playing and for being so accommodating and flexible while I torment your ship and make you bond with creepy shadow orbs. Until
But
next
also
week.
Chwingas.
Yeah, Chwinga. Awesome. We'll be back next week, season 2 finale. There will be some more shenanigans to come. I think I get some fun ideas for the end of the month, kind of holiday last like push stuff. In January is our 2-year anniversary, so there's a lot of fun plans cooking for that. Yeah, keep your eyes open and your ears tuned. I don't know, something. Bye.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Bye.